After all, Laurel was a female name and suited the tiny, honey-coloured bunny, who always wanted to please, whereas Hardy suited the bigger, fatter, lazier, and greedier, but just as gorgeous, white bunny. She loved them both so much and would miss them like crazy. She bent down and scooped up Laurel, who was making her happy noise and flicking her ears. The little bunny licked Meg's hand and snuggled into her. Hardy looked up, then went back to nibbling the kale. "I'm sorry I have to go, but I'll be back soon." Meg kissed Laurel on the forehead, then put her back in the pen and stroked Hardy, who was still eating. "Be good, and don't squash Laurel," she told him. Hardy loved to lie on top of Laurel, and Meg and Oliver often joked that the white bunny would get so fat that one day he'd flatten his companion. She closed the pen sadly. She didn't want to leave her pets behind, didn't want to leave her home either, but she couldn't bear to be here when Oliver returned. He had deceived her and ruined the future they had always planned. She didn't see how she could ever forgive him for that. She took her notebook out of her handbag, ripped out a page, and scribbled a note to Oliver. "You've really hurt me. I can't believe that you've lied to me over something as important as this. I've gone away to think about whether I want to be with you. Now I know how you really feel. Meg." No kisses. She placed the note by the sugar bowl, went back into the hall, grabbed her case, and walked out. She had unpacked at their hotel and had a bath before her phone rang. She looked at the screen. Oliver, and it was almost midnight. She had answered it. Maybe now he'd thought about it and come back to find Meg gone, he might want to apologize, to tell her that he hadn't meant it. "I can't believe you've walked out just because of what I said. Is that all I mean to you?" Oliver shouted down the phone. No apology then. Meg took a deep breath. "Well, I obviously don't mean much to you, as you've deceived me for years," she retorted. "You're making this more than it is." "Really?" She pressed her fingers to her temple as a dull ache began to form. "Have you any idea how much you've hurt me? I don't want to talk to you, let alone be with you right now. I need some space to think." "I didn't deceive you. You're the one who pushed me into a corner, wanting a decision right now. And just because I don't give you the one you want, you walk out? I thought you loved me, that our relationship meant more than that to you. And I thought you loved me, but obviously you don't. Otherwise, you would have told me the truth sooner. You're being unreasonable, Meg. How bloody dare you call me unreasonable?" she yelled, then ended the call and turned her phone to silent. She didn't want to talk to Oliver any more tonight. It took her a long time to fall asleep, and then it was a restless one. She woke early and reached for her phone, hoping to find a message from Oliver saying he was sorry and hadn't meant what he'd said, begging her to come home. No messages, no missed calls, no voicemails. Well, that showed how much he cared, didn't it? Shaking her head sadly, she realized she couldn't go back. Nothing would ever be the same between them. "It's nearly Christmas, Meg. You can't split up at Christmas." Oliver had left her with no choice. There was no way she could spend Christmas Day smiling and being jolly at her parents' house, with Dan and Katya and little Tom, pretending that everything was okay when it wasn't. Her whole world had been blown apart, and Oliver didn't seem to understand how devastated she was. She wasn't even sure her parents would understand. Their marriage was rock solid, and they believed in working through their differences. Not that she could remember many arguments between them when she and Dan were growing up. It was mainly a quiet, peaceful household. "You should respect each other's opinions," her father had always said when she and her brother Dan had argued. Well, she respected Oliver's opinion and his right to keep some things private, but this was something he should have told her about when they first got together, and definitely before they'd got married. She loved him so much, but didn't see how their marriage could continue when it was built on such an enormous lie, which had a massive impact on their marriage. "I'll go away for Christmas," she decided. "I'll spend it quietly by myself, give myself time to..."